This is a disqualification, so what? He's got to apply for a license in another state or what?
No. This is a disqualification. They're probably gonna go through a grievance process because of the nature of the disqualification. We even heard Eddie Hearn say this is.
Yeah, he felt that the referee did the wrong thing.
The referee did the right thing. Referee did the right thing.
Again, I didn't see it as bad as you. I didn't think it was intentional. I don't know that he felt that man was going to cartwheel out the ring.
But are you telling me that he didn't see his head over the ropes?
He had his head in his chest. You know, he's like trying to stop the action.
And so you got two things here. You got number one, you got to protect yourself at all times. And this is a fight. So at the end of the day, I'm fighting, I'm throwing, you throwing, it is what it is. But there are cases where if you're a professional at the elite level, you got a belt, so on and so forth, you're supposed to know that you can't hit this guy when he turns his back. You can't hit this guy when his head is over the ropes. You can't hit this guy when he takes a knee. You can't hit this guy when he's on the canvas. Like, there's just things that you're supposed to not do because you just know not to do them. Yep. The head goes over the ropes. Now it's time for you to let go. He doesn't let go. Why does he let go? Because if I let go, he's going to come right back at me. So I got to hold him as long as I can until the ref comes in. And I just think that he took it a little too far. I think he just took it a little too far. Kind of is what it is.
So then that makes Eddie a great promoter.
Why do you say that?
I mean, because he's fighting, campaigning for his man. He's telling the world that decision was the fault of the referee and the referee alone.
And you know, he gets on the mic and says, "This is a disgraceful call. We're gonna file a grievance on Monday." I'm like, yeah, no. I appreciate you, Eddie, but come on, let's keep it real, Eddie. We got to keep it real. At the end of the day, your guy wasn't prepared enough to do what he had to do. He faced some adversity, and he folded to the adversity.
But just to play devil's advocate, did the referee not have enough time to take control?
I felt like that too. I felt like when the referee sees what's going on,
it's not like that was the first time they tussled.
And I talked to, at the WBC convention, I talked to some of the referees. I said, hey, I think referees need to be more vocal. They need to be louder. And I think that there are moments when they need to be more physical. That right there was clearly a moment where the referee needed to be more physical.
I think, you know, I've obviously spoken to a couple referees.
Sorry to cut you off, but again, to the referee's defense, there's just certain things you don't do. I see the guy's head over the ropes. I should be able to say break, and you break. Now the referee should read the room, and he should know the nature of the situation. Montana is in survival mode, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do. So I need to be more vocal, and I need to be more physical now because I know that this man is trying to survive. Not because he's hurt, but because the other man is really out to get him.
Yeah, I mean, the referee's in a rock and a hard place because he gets, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like, if you do interject, then he gets the label that he's the referee. He's the referee that wants to be popular. He's trying to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
It's not about you, ref. It's about the fighters.
Yeah.
But then if he doesn't take a point, you know, we're complaining. And he also gets a bad rep that he wants to ensure he's coming back because no referee wants to be the one to take a point and ruin the fight on television. Yeah. A television fight, everything is different, man.
Interesting thing about this, though, is I know when you get punched out of the ring, you have 10 seconds to get back into the ring. I don't know about a situation where you get kind of like thrown out of the ring.
Wrestling is 20, ain't it?
Is it?
I think it used to be 20,
I could be wrong. It could actually be 20. Yeah, it could be 20.
You know.
But there's just
I
things.
think that the Sparks one is like, it's being, I guess, minimized because he landed on his feet.
Yeah,
where B-Hop landed on his shoulder neck. So I get the referee did the right thing, but I think Eddie's standpoint and a lot of other people is, man, that man could have continued. We could have finished our fight.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what did you want to have happen right there in that situation?
I mean,
clearly, points at the least.
I like what happened for TV and for the fight fans. Obviously, it probably would have been best to continue, but there also needs to be like you said, a punishment, right? Like, you know, at this level what you can and can't do. You're not an amateur anymore. You're not a novice anymore. You're a contender.
Right.
He had a strap he was defending. It's a regional, but it's a strap. You represent a sanctioning body now. So, yeah, man, if that's the rules, then you got to be disqualified and you lose your belt, you lose your belt. It would have been unfair for him to continue because, you know, Sparks mentally knows, man, I'm supposed to have already won.
Yeah.
You know, so who knows? And can Sparks, physically get back?
What I didn't want to happen was somebody get in the ring or somebody come up on the apron and tell the referee that this fight has to continue for TV. This fight has to continue because there's a belt on the line. This fight has to continue because this guy's the B-side. Like, there's so many things that could have happened that I was afraid would happen. I was glad that it went as far as it went. And then I was also glad, I don't know the referee's name, but I'm glad that at some point he said, hey, I done already said it. Nobody's acting listen to me. You know what I mean? He said, I already disqualified him. Nobody's been listening to me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because, again, going back to that, referees need to be more vocal. Like, at the end of the day, there needs to be one guy who makes the decision.
Is that we've tried everything, but there's no consistency with boxing, right? Like, the referees in certain states, certain commissions, we have instant replay. We don't use it consistently throughout the sport.
They said that, and I was like, now y'all just messing it up. Because you heard him say that, right? You heard him say, hey, look at the video. Look,
I didn't, but
he said, look at the tape. I said, oh, shit.
There's also, we had a moment where PBC introduced like a camera headset.
Yeah.
That could have been another angle.
Yeah.
There's also a referee down at ringside. Yeah. So, you know, I just think they made the right decision. We got rules for a reason, and horse playing or roughhousing, whatever you want to call that, like that. I was happy when Amir Khan was point deducted in DC versus Kendall Holt. I felt he should have got more points deducted. Like, shoving isn't a part of boxing. You trying to push him to keep him off you because that pressure. So Montana did what he did.
Yeah.
You know, Sparks deserves to be in the position that he's in. I doubt that they revisit it just yet. I'm sure they'll throw in
revisit the fight altogether.
Yeah.
You don't think? I think Montana's gonna really campaign for that. He's gonna he's gonna try to force.
He might have to go over there.
It will happen in Australia,
and I don't know that
or England.
I don't know that it's big enough for him to go over there.
You don't think the controversy has made it bigger? Or made it big? I mean,
you know, big for us is different for you guys in terms of fighters and purses. Like, is he gonna go? Rumor was this fight deal was $300,000 per fight, 3-fight deal. So if he got 300 to fight him in Ohio, is he going to Australia for 300? I don't know. I don't know.
That ain't my
That ain't what you heard?
That ain't my lane. Nah, that ain't my lane. My lane ain't, determining how much a fight is worth and all those different things.
So you saying you would have fought Formella for the same hair and where the hell is he from? What's he from?
Germany.
No, Germany. Denmark. Ain't he from Denmark? Maybe you're right.
Germany's close to Denmark.
Let's go with Germany.
Is Denmark in Germany?
Your podcast. You tell us. Right. But would you have fought him here and there for the same amount?
That's a different situation, man.
Why?
Because you can't put me. That's a different situation.
That's what you asking him to do.
I made nice chips on that though.
Exactly. So would you do it over there in Denmark?
For the chips that I made, yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. So I mean, maybe he's willing to do it for the same. Hopefully, because he's also B-side now. Technically, he lost the belt. He ain't even getting the same amount. Right. I'm sure it makes more sense to walk away, hypothetically, if he could beat Hitchens, then revisit it. And I'm sure for DAZN, they still want that Hitchens fight because it sells itself. Right, those two guys have been, putting the word out there about it. So maybe it moves the needle.
Yeah.